8 years to finally achieve the dream. That's how long it took me. And I'm making this video not to boast or gloat. I'm making this video because I know there's a lot of people out there that want something. And you're not sure if you're going to get it. You're not sure how you're going to get it. You're not sure how long it's going to take. Because believe me, there wasn't some game plan where it was like, on year 8, you're going to get the thing. You're going to get the dream. For me, it was tumultuous. I was this close to quitting. I'm very blessed that I have a mentor that said, pull yourself together. And so maybe this video in some way could be me, a stranger, saying it's possible. It just takes a long time to get there. And I'm not some guru. I just know that there are basic principles to which if you adhere to them, you will achieve. And that those basic principles pretty much are just work a long time at one thing consistently every single day, and you'll probably get there eventually. And it might not even be the place you initially wanted to get to, but when you're there, you go, finally, this is what I've wanted. It might be slightly different than you had initially imagined, but and it's not like coping for like a second place. It just might morph as you go. It took me 8 years, and for me, it wasn't like some clear cut, I want to be a Division I, athlete. I want to be in the Olympics. I want to be in this specific thing. For me, my thing probably doesn't relate to like 99% of you. For me, I wanted to be a professional dancer. And I know most people don't care about that. So I'm going to speak in broad terms. That's what I wanted to do. But I hated Broadway. I think Broadway is corny. I hate Broadway. So before you go and classify me as some nut or some weirdo, there's not a lot of straight dancers. There aren't. Most straight dudes are like, dancing's gay. Why are you wearing ballet tights? There were just specific kinds of dance that I loved. And I'm like, man, I will work my butt off to be the next Baryshnikov. If you don't know who that is, he's just a famous ballet dancer. And of course, I set those standards high because you're not going to get anywhere worth anything if you just set your standards low. I set my standards high. Am I the next Baryshnikov? No. But I saw these people that inspired me, whether it's business or dance or health, whatever the thing is that you want to achieve, it takes a long time to get there. And I had to show up every day. I had to work a full-time job. And I'm not whining about, oh, it was so hard for me. I'm just trying to share with you. It takes so much effort, and it takes so much of saying no. That's a big thing too, is the amount of things I said no to. Now, did I have a life? I guess. I had a lot of friends that I really love. And you have to say no to them sometimes. You have to say no to going out. You have to say no to eating certain things. You have to say no to a lot of events. And I've realized it takes great sacrifice to achieve something great. This vision I had was in high school. I wanted to achieve something. I saw, things that I thought were beautiful, that were amazing, dancers that were doing such cool things. I thought that's so admirable. And some kinds of art really do transcend the genre. Sometimes you see, for some people it's a painting, for some people it's a piece of music, and you go, oh my goodness, this really moved me. And so that's what it was for me. And I had to do it. I had to get it. And whether it's, like I said, I've the compound effect. It doesn't matter if it's dance or if it's fitness or if it's health. And I have a little bit in fitness world too, where it's the same principle for everything or whatever you want to apply it to. If you want something bad enough, it just takes time. So I'll share my experience. I yap a lot. I'm going to kind of do this to get to my ultimate point. But I just hope that I can show you how much it takes to achieve that thing. And for me, I had to work a job I hated for many years to get the thing I wanted. And that's okay, by the way. If you don't get the thing immediately, you're going to have to make do. I'll never forget my mentor saying, I called him one day and I said, I really don't know if I want to do this. This isn't really on brand for me. I don't know much about this opportunity. Does this get me closer to my goals, my dream? I don't know. And I'll never forget, he said, do you want to eat? And I said, oh yeah, I guess I'll take it. And we'll come back to that. But I started in high school, did all the classes, did all that. And it wasn't clear cut where I was going because I didn't like Broadway. There's people coming. I'm going to shut up. Wasn't sure where I was going, didn't like Broadway, but I wanted the thing. I wanted to perform professionally. And so many years, I knew I wanted it, but I wasn't sure where I could go because most of the major dance companies, you have to be Jesus himself to work for them. I mean, these people are like flawless, right? So I just kept working. I would do the crappy 40-hour-a-week job, and I would go to the studio and work really hard. Now, just before this happened, because this happened in high school, right? Where I decided this is what I want to do. And I wasn't sure of that when I started dancing. I just liked it. I knew I wanted this thing. But the owner of the studio approached me because I would be there when everyone went home after class practicing the thing because I was not good at it. That was another thing. I wasn't even good at dancing. I can't sing. I understand rhythm, but like everyone can clap on the beat. And the studio owner just saw that I really wanted it. And so, but I was going to graduate. I was going to turn 18 and go off and whatever the next step is, because you don't really dance in studios like that after you're 18. If you've been doing it since you were 5, maybe you go to like some really expensive ballet school, like Joffrey Ballet or whatever it is in New York. They only accept 8 males a year, by the way. So what? I'm going to be chosen out of millions of dancers, 8 of them per year? Yeah. So this studio owner saw that I was determined to do this. And so she said, "Do you want to do this?" at the recital. And I knew in that moment what that meant. Do you want to do this? And I don't want to make it all about me. I'm just sharing some context for you. And in that moment, I just decided, yeah, this is what I want to do. I like it. I might as well do it. And so it was work all week, go eat some food, but not before class, and then all night. And that's what someone like Alex Hormozy talks about. You're complaining that you don't have time. I was just out of high school, and I found time working 40 hours a week. I would work and then go do the stuff I actually cared about. It's called your 5 to 9. You're complaining because you don't have a 9 to 5. You want to work your 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. so hard so that your 9 to 5 can become that. So that whatever it is you do during the day becomes your 5 to 9 becomes your 9 to 5. And then you end up, you're working that 5 to 9 too. So you have to care. That's how much you have to care, is you have to, every moment possible, you have to work towards that thing consistently. And I'll speak from experience, and this has to do with more athletics or maybe an artistic thing. I mean, even if you go into like trades, I've worked a few trades, even if you take a week or 2 off of your thing, you're kind of rusty coming back and you're like, I forgot to do the thing. You can't take a moment off. You cannot take your eye off the ball. So every day it was dance class at night, and then I would close them out. The dance class would be over, but I would stay and work later because I wanted the thing. And that was what separated me. It was not my talent. I couldn't do anything. I showed up in like jeans wearing like a spiked belt. We didn't dress the greatest in high school. We're not the most proud of it, at least, early 2000s kids. Super embarrassing. The Hollister t-shirts, all that was me, but I'm doing one of these rabbit hole things. My point is, I didn't know what I was doing, but I knew that I wanted the thing, and I did not give up. And that was recognized. Lucky for me. That's called luck. People, lucky for you. No, I showed up. I put the work in before the luck happened, so that when the luck came across me, it embraced me, the luck. Someone identified that I wanted this thing, and I was not going to stop until I got this thing. It was years of this. Years of just making money to get by so that my nighttime hours, I could pour into this craft, into this thing that I wanted. And I know this principle applies across anything that you want. I've heard Alex Hormozy, who's a business mogul, talk about this same principle. You cannot waste time. You don't have Saturdays. Saturdays are not for the boys. Saturdays are for your thing. Now, I'm not going to say Sundays, only because I believe it's the Lord's day, and sometimes I like feel the urge to want to work on a Sunday. But you got 6 days a week, and the Sabbath is made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So if you really want to work on Sundays and you don't think you're going to wear yourself out, which can happen, by all means. And I think something I want to stress is I didn't know what it was going to look like. I knew I liked this thing. I knew I could do this thing. I knew that there's no reason I can't do this thing. Although I had a lot of reasons, to be discouraged. Everyone in class, I was, dancing as like an 18-year-old. When I started dance, there's like 6-year-olds doing like 3 times as much as me. They're so much better. I can do, I'll get rid of the dance terms. I could do like 2 spins, and there are 6-year-olds doing like 20 spins. That's an exaggeration. 13. There was someone that could do 12 or 13. 13 times. I think there's a fly on the camera. Bye-bye. There's a lot of reasons to be discouraged. There's a lot of people that are going to go, like, especially, and I'm not a victim. Like, oh, poor me. I'm a dude doing dance. Okay, I'm taking ballet classes. That's the butt end of a joke. That's the climax of a joke, is saying, well, you take ballet, you know what I mean? So it doesn't matter what your thing is. If you want it, just be consistent and show up. Many, many years of just taking class. And then I felt like, okay, how am I going to monetize this? How am I going to get into a company? I knew that there were companies I was just simply not good enough to get into. People were just too better than me. I didn't have the skills that they wanted. If I have A, B, and C, there's like 10 other guys better looking than me that have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. They have all these skills and talents that I don't have. So I had to be crafty. I had to look at all these auditions. For me, it was finding a way into the market. If you're a business guy, there's some way in, and forcing yourself through one path might not be it. And that doesn't mean you have to give up your dream. It just means, okay, well, where is my dream? What would make sense for me? I truly believe you can achieve anything you put your mind to. And so you don't put your mind to, like, I'm going to be in the NBA if I'm, 4 feet tall. I mean, it's probably not going to happen. That you're not actually putting your mind to it. Because if you did, you'd realize that just doesn't make sense. So for me, that thing would be music. Put your mind to the right thing that makes sense for you. Be realistic. In Disney, it's like, oh, whatever you want to do, you'll achieve it tomorrow. If you just believe. No. Put your mind to it. I love music. That's what moves dancers, right? I think it's the most beautiful thing in the world. I know that I don't have the focus and the natural ability to become a pianist or a musician. I know I've seen what it takes. I had a lot of musician friends, and I've seen their talent. I've seen how much time they put into that craft. Could I work very, very hard to maybe play some bar shows? Sure. But I just saw where I was at in life, and I fell in love with dance, and I went, you know what, music's great. All these other things that are going to distract you are great. I'm going to take what I have in my arsenal, and I'm going to use that. It just makes sense. And again, another rabbit trail, but find what makes sense for you. And if it doesn't make sense, find a way to make it make sense. And don't drive yourself crazy trying to achieve something like that just doesn't, it's not taking second place. It's not giving up on the thing that you really want. It's just, dude, I'm not tone deaf, but I can't do the notes. Give it up. And again, it doesn't feel like giving up for me, because I saw this dancing, and it was really the first time I had put myself into something. Like, I remember taking piano lessons, and I would just I was like, I want to go outside and play, So it's like the focus and drive wasn't there. The focus and drive was there when I fell in love with dance. So whatever that is for you, don't let other things distract you. People are going to want to go out on the weekends. There's going to be other things that are like, well, but what about this other thing? No. You have to be consistent on one thing and make sure that you're applying that one thing in the right way, or applying to that thing in the right way. And for me, I didn't know where the in was. I was taking the classes. I started doing auditions. And here's where it gets really hard, is people telling you no. Oh my gosh. I think I heard somewhere that for dancers, I think it's like, what is it, I don't know. Is it 29 or 30 no's before you get yes to an audition? I got so many no's, and I know how annoying this is to hear. Like, oh yeah, I've heard before. it's real. And you don't realize it until you're in it. I went to so many, for me, it was, I started auditioning for cruise lines. I was like, this is cool. I love the beach. I love traveling. Maybe this is my in, because I like being at the ocean, and I could be paid to be on the ocean and travel. I love those things. Let's try for this. Royal Caribbean 3 times. No, no, no. Or the first 2 times were no. And the third one was like, that was good. Maybe we'll call you, maybe we won't. That's how tough it is in that industry. And by the way, each one of those auditions, it wasn't just like, let me just audition for Royal 3 times in a row. It was, let me save all my money, all of that I have, and drive to a place I've never been, stay in the cheapest hotel imaginable, get up after having driven 8 hours the previous day, or 10 hours, whatever it is, and then get up really early in the morning to stretch my body out. This is what it takes. This is what it takes. Tired, groggy, not really rested, sleeping in a strange place, getting up really early in the morning. But this is the dream, okay? You cannot let yourself forget that. And then showing up to 200 other people that are better than you, that know more than you, that are more talented than you, that are more good looking than you, that have tricks that you don't have, and you still got to put in the work, because it's what you got to do. It's your dream. And the amount of trips I had to take. I went to Florida. I went to New York City. I went out to like Kansas or something. I don't even remember all the places I went. Every dollar I had was, how can I achieve this dream with this money I have? So don't, like, and by the way, for the people that watch this video, I did not come from money. Okay? I love my parents. I did not come from money. They didn't have money for college. If I was going to get into college, it was going to be community college. I did a little bit of community college while I was taking dance classes, because I just, they tell you to be safe. That's a topic for another time. But my parents, they let me pursue this thing. And then that phone call comes. I remember where I was when I got that phone call. I remember being worried that the cell service was going to cut out because I live in the middle of nowhere. I remember the feeling I had of relief. 8 years of work. And I got a yes. I don't regret a dang thing. So if you want something, that's what it takes. Maybe it'll take you 15. Maybe it'll take you 2. Everybody's different. But that's part of my story. I got that yes. And that yes just happened to be with the biggest entertainment company in the world. It's worth it. It's worth it. And then shortly later, I got another yes, but that's another video for another story. Don't give up, man, or woman, or young lady, or young man, or old man, or young man, old lady, whatever. That yes, when you finally figure it out, it's worth it.